In my opinion, today's game will offer a vital indication of whether David Moyes still has the dressing room or whether he has lost the dressing room at West Ham United. The hosts today are Nottingham Forest. They haven't won a game since the 30th of December and find themselves just 2 points above that dreaded red dotted line. That is the relegation zone. Luton have a game in hand on Forest as well. So their position is precarious, but you could also suggest West Ham's position is equally as precarious as we are fighting to keep hold of our gap above the chasing pack for those European places in the Premier League. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all join me for the team news and match build-up show for what could be a significant and really telling afternoon for West Ham. And yeah, I sense there's quite a lot on this today. West Ham winless in 7 in all competitions without a win since the 28th of December. Moyes will be desperate for a response from his players today. And as I said at the top of the show, I think it could and probably will provide that indication of whether he still has the dressing room or whether he's lost it and the players are not playing for him anymore. I just hope today that we see a performance and a result to go alongside it as well. If we don't, and if we go a goal down, I think that away end may turn increasingly toxic this afternoon, and there's a lot of frustration and anger within the fan base over the last couple of months that has sort of boiled up to its ending now. And we are demanding that we see a performance from these players today. Because, it is much needed. That is for sure. I hope you are all well watching. Hope everybody has had a nice Saturday so far. A Saturday 3 o'clock kickoff for West Ham today. We don't get those very often, but of course we've got another one actually in a couple of weeks' time when we head up to Everton away in the early stages of March. So a couple of Saturday 3 o'clocks. Hopefully West Ham are not going to ruin our weekend this time around. I mean, it can't get much worse than last weekend, can it, if we're being brutally honest? But look, I think it's going to be an intriguing watch. Whatever happens, Forest are a good side at home. They still have some good players. They are in that position near the relegation zone. They're there for a reason, but they can also pop up. They beat Man United just after Christmas. They pop up every now and then with some just really good run of results, and then they go on quite a bad run. They're a funny side, Nottingham Forest. They'll want to cement their spot in the Premier League for next season in the coming games, and really just try and steer a gap between them and the relegation zone. But we need to stop that, and we need a plan today. We're hearing that Mikel Antonio is back in the matchday squad. We don't know whether he's going to be back in that starting lineup, but I've had confirmed that Mikel Antonio is in the matchday squad for today's game. Another option returning from injury, Lucas Paqueta. That one seems to be a little bit more up in the air. It's a doubt, but David Moyes and his smoke screens, you never know whether the Brazilian might be back involved in today's game. I think the inclusion of Antonio might give us a bit of a boost today, and I know he's not everybody's favourite player, and I lost a bit of patience with him before he picked up that injury. I think it was before Christmas, wasn't it? Yeah, and I think we could just do with him just for a different outlook, because Bowen is struggling up front on his own. It's not his natural position, it's not his best position, and he's not getting the best out of his game playing up front, especially when he's on his own with nobody within 30 yards of him. Bowen, it doesn't help Bowen whatsoever. I think Antonio comes back in today to that side just to fill that gap, and for Jarrod Bowen to move back to the right-hand side. I put Kudus on the left or whichever. And then I'm expecting a midfielder, Souček, Alvarez and Ward-Prowse. I'd like Souček to drop down to the bench, because not only I think would it help and be beneficial for the team, but also probably for Ward-Prowse as well. Maybe an inclusion of Phillips. I'm not sure. He's been taken out of the limelight a little bit. Obviously, we haven't done a game for a week. So hopefully he's got to a bit more fitness, and we can see a bit more effort and less individual errors from Phillips is probably what we need. But look, this lineup is going to be interesting. Moyes has options. It's just whether he uses and utilises the players coming back from injury, more specifically Mikel Antonio, and whether he comes straight back into that side. Another talking point is, of course, the centre halves, who will be that all-important centre-back partnership today. If it was me, I'd go Ogbonna and Mavropanos, or Agurd and Mavropanos. I think Zuma needs to sit on the bench. He's club captain and all, but he's been diabolical in 2024. There's no doubt about that. And I think he deserved to sit on the bench for a week, if I'm being totally honest, because he's struggling himself. His knees are not helping him in any stretch of the imagination. I don't think Mavropanos has been particularly awful. A couple of dodgy moments. He had that back pass at Bristol City. But apart from that, I think he's been stable over the last few weeks. So I'd start Mavropanos, and then you can pick another one, a Gerd or Bonner to partner him. I don't know. Take your pick. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us in the chat. Let's see who is with us. Pete, hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Miss Hammerat, I hope you are well. Michael says, afternoon. Lose this. Will Sully have the balls to sack him? Doubt it. Yeah, he won't sack him if we lose today. Not a chance. I can't see it, Michael, as he's too precious about his money. Yeah, I hope you are, Michael. He says, need a defender with 2 legs would help. Yeah, 2 functioning legs would be a start, wouldn't it? And unfortunately, Curtis Zuma hasn't got that, because I do like Curtis Zuma for his positional awareness and his ability to make really good tackles and interceptions and blocks, but his knees just aren't up to the task anymore, and that's the fact and reality of it. And I know, I'm suggesting play 42-year-old Angelo Ogbonna, but I mean, was the last game he played that Arsenal away game back in December, and he was absolutely excellent alongside Mavropanos, I think it was. So maybe that partnership needs to be rekindled and retried again this afternoon. Lawrence, I hope you well. Good morning, of course, for you. What's the time, Larry? Is it an early start for you? 2-0 Liverpool. There we go. And Jurgen Klopp's 13th last game in the Premier League. They keep dragging that out, don't they? Yeah, they've gone 2-0 up there. That is good. The passion is running rapid in the Watkins house this morning. We want this win. We most certainly do, for sure. Usual suspect. I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Can sadly 100% guarantee we will see Souček start. That's the reality of it, really, isn't it? And I feel for him as well, because, I mean, the only pass he looks for is Soufal. When Soufal isn't available, I mean, you can't play the ball to him in a tight position because he's not good enough with his feet. He doesn't impact the game enough. He stopped scoring goals. So realistically, what is he bringing to this West Ham side that is profitable in terms of performances or actual attributes that help us win football matches? I don't know. I genuinely am at a loss to what he does. Michael says, Paqueta don't want to play Moyes ball, hence his injury taking longer. I hope that's not the case. I really hope that's not true. But could you blame him? Quite possibly not, if I'm totally honest. Manny says, I had a wonderful dream last night. We played a proper team with just 2 holding in midfield, Phillips and Alvarez, James Ward-Prowse in the number 10, 2 wingers and a striker. Then I woke up. Oh, well, fair enough. Fair enough, Mandy. Listen, I think it'll be quite refreshing if we restructured our midfield for today's game, dropped Souček out and gave Phillips a go with Alvarez, and then you've got to factor Ward-Prowse into there as well, and 2 wingers, and so it'd be nice if we had somebody up there close to the striker, whether it's going to be Antonio Ings or Bowen centrally. It'd be nice if we got somebody up there with him, like we did at Sheffield United away back in January. It's only a month ago now, and we haven't tried that plan since, which is just baffling to me, because I think Bowen is the main striker, then Ings played not even as a number 10, just as a second striker, just playing a little bit off Bowen, and it worked. They both benefited from that plan, and we haven't tried it since. It's just been abandoned, that plan, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'd be a fan of that being included and involved in today's game as well. If that's an option, use it. Why not? No grilling today. It's too cold. I'm seeing lunch and a beer at the pub this afternoon. Tomorrow, Larry is going to be smoking some ribs. I like it. You'll probably need that beverage this afternoon, Larry. You will probably need it, unfortunately. Michael says Zuma is shot. He won't last another season. Change the captain. Now I give it to Alvarez today. I give him the armband and make him permanent club captain. He's in the heart of the midfield. He is a leader. He's going to tell people his mind as well. He's a hard character, Edson Alvarez, and that's who I'd give the armband to, because unfortunately Zuma is not up to the task anymore. I want to see Ogbonna and Dinos. It'll be nice and refreshing just to see a bit of a change. Another thing we've got to discuss is the inclusion of Ben Johnson. Where is he involved in today's game? Would you continue playing him? Where would you play him? It's $1 million question. I actually quite liked him for a couple of games, playing a little bit more progressively, but I thought he looked lost against Arsenal last weekend. I really thought he looked like a rabbit in headlights, if I'm totally honest. So maybe Moyes won't persist with that plan and play him maybe as a fullback if Soufal is deemed not good enough. I don't know. Do you all think Johnson will play today? I'm unsure. I am unsure. Smash that like button if you haven't already. How many are we up to? Come on, hit that like button. 30 people watching. Smash that like button if you haven't already. We had a really good preview show last night, so go and check that out if you haven't already. We're on 15 likes. Come on, let's get up to 25, 30. Why not? Why not? Mandy says Dino's needs more game time to help stop the errors when he does play. It's a very good point, because he does make errors as well, but don't all of our centre halves currently. That's the predicament that we currently find ourselves in, with less than 5 minutes until we receive that all-important team news. There's so many questions Moyes is going to answer. Centre-back partnership. Does Ben Johnson play? Does Soufal play? Does Antonio play? How is that midfield going to be structured? All of those will be answered in less than 5 minutes' time. I'm sure there's a few leaks of that lineup that is coming out. So I'm going to have a little gander through Twitter and see what people are saying. A lot of people saying that they're dreading this lineup. David Sullivan is at today's game. That's interesting. Somebody's just put a picture of his car. It's dreadfully parked. I'm going to bring it up on screen because why not? Aaron on Twitter has just put this on, which is mildly amusing. I can't lie. Where am I going here? That is Sullivan's car that is dreadfully parked. I mean, I know he didn't park it, but whoever did needs some driving lessons. They've even put a little cone. I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but they put a little cone next to his car. So David Sullivan is in attendance today at the City Ground. That's a little bit unusual. He doesn't usually go to many away games. So could that be symbolic of the pressure that's potentially impending and on David Moyes at this current moment in time? You can read into that and you can infer all you like. But David Sullivan is at the City Ground today. Could that mean the pressure is piling on? 2 changes is what we're hearing. 2 changes is what is happening. That's what people are saying. And there's a little bit of frustration about this lineup. Souček has been dropped, I believe. I don't know. That may be the case. I don't know. A few people saying Souček has been dropped. A few people saying they like the lineup. I'm getting a little bit excited about this. Surprised. Mavropanos is not included, is what we're hearing as well. So who is that centre-half partnership going to be? I've got no idea. But we're hearing no Mavropanos. So yeah, we will get the full and confirmed lineup in less than 3 minutes' time. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting nevertheless. Right, I'm going to fire through these comments to get up to date before we receive that lineup. It's 8:50 a.m. right now. He's got his cup of coffee. I like it. Phillips and Alvarez has to be the 2. Yeah, probably. Wasim says, if Zuma, Souček or even James Ward-Prowse starts, then we will lose. Yeah, Zuma and Souček should be involved. I've played Ward-Prowse without Souček. I'll be interested to see the effect that James Ward-Prowse has when Souček isn't involved. But we'll see. Michael says, trouble with Zuma starting is the other centre-back has to cover him speed-wise. And then when he commits forward a little bit, then he struggles to maintain and play back. Johnson to play as a number 10, he could play anywhere. It's just bingo, where he's going to play, to be honest. It could be absolutely anywhere. X has said there is 2 changes. Yeah, I've heard that as well. So 2 changes to decide what those 2 changes are. I'm hearing Mikel Antonio is coming back into the side. But apart from that, I'm unsure on the other change. Sharky, I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Under 18s are 4-2 down at home to West Brom 10 minutes ago. Not too good for them. Alanga going to cause problems today. Good player. Hopefully we can nullify his threat. Johnson is in goal today. That would be funny. No, funny. Larry is utilising all of the member emojis. Become a member of the channel. Click that join button to financially support the channel if you would like. It massively helps us out, and you can do that by hitting the join button. Larry, Sharky, they're all members of the channel, and hopefully they will recommend it. The 5-2 down now, always going from bad to worse for the under 18s. Now, I've seen his red. To be fair, it's a very nice car. I mean, he's got a lot of money, so he would have a nice car. I've seen it in person, actually. So it is a very nice car, David Sullivan's car. But yeah, they can't park it, whoever did, which is mildly amusing. But yeah, predicted lineup from Paul is Areola, Soufal, Zuma, Agud, Emerson, Alvarez, Phillips, Ward-Prowse, Bowen, Kudus, and Antonio. We'll see whether that is right in less than 60 seconds' time. This is when I start to refresh the West Ham Twitter page and give you that lineup as and when we see it. It's not quite there yet. We are fashioning our new training kit today as we walked into the City Ground. Our hammers have arrived. We're wearing the white away kit today. Whether that will bring us good or bad luck, we will wait and see. The team lineup is out. I can confirm Mikel Antonio returns to the starting lineup. Zuma is captain, and I am bringing up the lineup. It is on your screen now. It reads Areola, Soufal, Zuma, Agud, Emerson, Phillips, Alvarez, Ward-Prowse, Kudus, Antonio, Bowen. So there's no Johnson. Soufal starts at right back, and of course Antonio will start down the middle, which would suggest Bowen on the right. Sorry, and Antonio down the middle. Of course, Antonio making a return against his former club, where he played quite a few seasons actually at the City ground. So there's a back four of Soufal, Zoom, and Agurd are the defensive partnership, which is not great. I'm going to be honest. Emerson, of course. So Phillips comes in for Johnson. And what's the other change? I'm not sure. Phillips comes in for Johnson and Antonio comes in for somebody else. Somebody will tell me who it is. Somebody's dropped out. Let's have a look at the bench. See if I can refresh my memory. Was it Mavropanos? I'm not sure. Fabianski, Johnson, Kreza, Ogbonna, Ings, Mubama, Cornet, Souček, Mavropanos are on the bench. That's literally all we've got. Attacking outlets there. You've got Ings, Mubama, and Cornet. That's literally all we've got. That's quite depressing. So I'm going to move away from that. But that is the lineup. It's a little bit uninspiring. I wouldn't have started those two centre halves, if I'm being totally honest. Oh, Souček's not there. Souček. So Souček out. Souček and Johnson out. And then that brings in Phillips and somebody else. I don't know who. Souček's not on the bench. So Souček. Oh, yeah, he is on the bench. Sorry. I'm having a mare here. Yeah, Souček's on the bench. So, yeah. Players that have come in are Phillips and Antonio. Liverpool are 3-0 up. That's my prediction out the window. Balls. Yeah. It is what it is. Yeah, because Mavropanos came on at half-time last week, didn't he? So, Phillips is coming with Antonio as well. So it's a midfield three of Alvarez sitting, then Phillips and Ward-Prowse. So it's Johnson out. Who's the other player that's dropped out from last week then? Or was it just one change? I don't know. I don't know. Kind of expected Zuma would get a start and captain. Yeah, I just hoped that he'd mix things up a little bit and go for Mavropanos. But it is what it is. Look, we've got that front three of Kudus, Antonio, and Bowen. Hopefully they could cause some problems in today's game. But apart from that, it is what it is. It's what we've got. Souček, that's it. Souček and Johnson out, and those two have come in. So, yeah, that is the lineup. Let's have a little look at the Nottingham Forest lineup. Yeah, it's okay, that lineup. There's no Souček there, so that's a bonus. But if it had been Mavropanos instead of Zuma, I'd have loved that lineup. But not entirely for me. Oh, why do they do a stupid thing with their lineup for us? I bet this would be in number order as well. Yeah, it is as well. No, it's not. Right, here is the Nottingham Forest lineup. Sells in goal. Is that Nuno Tavares? Is that? Williams, Awiyuwini, Gibbs White, Hudson-Odoi, Dominguez, Felipe, Elanga starts, Danilo and Murillo make up the Nottingham Forest starting lineup. Look, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White, Felipe, Elanga, and they got some decent players there. I'm not going to try and dissect that lineup any more than that because I haven't got a clue, if I'm being totally honest with you. So that is the Nottingham Forest lineup. So just to recap, Souček and Johnson have left the starting lineup from last weekend's game at Arsenal. The two players coming in are Phillips and Antonio. Antonio makes his first start since before Christmas in a West Ham United shirt. Of course, he picked up that injury that seemed to go on and on forever. So look, I'm positively anticipating a bit of an improvement today with the inclusion of Mikel Antonio just as a bit of an outlet and a bit of pace and a target man up front. And hopefully he can get the ball to the likes of Kudus and Bowen and we can have a more positive and effective attacking display this afternoon at the City ground. So yeah, that is it from me. Thank you very much indeed for watching. If you've enjoyed this match build-up show, drop a like on the video and subscribe to West Ham Official if you are new. My prediction, I think I went 1-0 either way last night, head and heart sort of prediction. Yeah, 1-0 West Ham. We're going to nick it. It's going to be a horrible game of football. We're going to try and nullify their threat as best as possible and then try and get them on the counter-attack. Maybe a Mikel Antonio goal on his return against his former club could be on the cards today. Thanks, everybody, for watching. 1-0 West Ham. I will rejoin you at full time around 10 to 5 to discuss, and hopefully I'm not ranting again because I really don't like ranting. It's quite tedious, to be honest. Hopefully we're smiling, not ranting. We're smiling with a good, solid performance and a win and 3 points to end this 7-game winless streak, because boy, it's been painful, and hopefully David Moyes' men can put an end to that today. Let's end this crap. Let's get a win on the board and let's not look back for the rest of the season. Come on, Lions, and I'll see you on the full-time whistle. Until then, enjoy your Saturday afternoon. I'm sure there'll be a few choice beverages consumed as the tension levels rise as we get frustrated more and more the game goes on. But hopefully they can all prove us wrong today. Keep the faith if you can. If you are keeping the faith, you're doing better than me. We'll see you soon. Bye bye. Come on, you Irons.